Hello and welcome to the show. Listen, we've got a great show planned for you. You know, we've been talking about new beginnings. This year is all about new beginnings and what God has purposed in your life for you to do. So get started, get ready, don't give up, keep going. Do it. New beginnings. So on the show today, we have special guests, husband and wife, Don and Donna Wesby. They're the founders of Umoja Village, and they're going to talk about what's coming up. I mean, a big festival that's happening in the CSRA part of South Carolina. So anyway, I just want you to sit back, relax, and enjoy because it's coming up next.
The Cecil Williams South Carolina Civil Rights Museum is the Palmetto State's first and only museum. It honors a generation of people, black and white, throughout the state of South Carolina who deserve to be remembered for their unselfish commitments and sacrifices. Enjoy an immersive and entertaining virtual tour. For more information, visit www.cecilwilliams.com.
Hello, everybody. It's Finkley of The Michael Finkley Show, and you're watching Gold right now. Why? You're watching The Tammy Show. Stay tuned.
Welcome back. As I told you, we have a great show planned for you. You know, I always talk about something that's happening. And you know, this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. So I want you to be aware of both of those issues. And we're going to talk about those later on coming up in the month and have some guests on that will share their perspectives about what's happening. So without further ado, I want to tell you a little bit about them. This husband and wife team, they're phenomenal. Don and Donna Wesby. As I said, they're the founders of Umoja Village, and they're here to tell us all about what's getting ready to happen in the CSRA, as we call it. Come on out, Mrs. Don, Mr. and Mrs. Don and Donna Wesby. How you all doing?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. Hey, thank you. Thank you so much for being on the show. Listen, I know you're out at location. It looks great. And so we're glad that you were able to log in. You know, folks, sometimes it's technical difficulties, as I tell folks, Donna.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? The devil thought he was going to win, but he is not bigger than God. And we got
come on.
Just in the nick of time.
Come on. And you sound great and look great. You know, when Willie and Tiana and I saw your names, we said Don and Donna. How did that happen?
God, I'm telling you. She had what you call it? She had said something about she always wanted a husband with the same initials. Now, I don't know how it come about. God just put us together because God told me that is your wife. You know, that's once.
Wow.
You know, we worked at the same place, and it's all God. I'm telling you.
Wow.
When I was a child in elementary school, Miss Tammy, and I definitely want to first of all thank you for having us on. I would sit in my class and write my initials and write the initials of whomever would eventually become my husband. This was as a child.
Wow.
Never knowing that one day that would happen. He was in Georgia. I was in South Carolina, knew nothing about one another. So it was definitely God to bring together Don and Donna Wesby. My maiden name is Moore, which became my middle name. And his middle name is Maurice. So we're really two DMWs.
Wow. And we just had someone join us, Brianna Kelly. I know y'all know Brianna. She said to tell you all hello.
Hi, Brianna.
Hello, Brianna.
Yeah. So, and I call her Bree. All right. My godchild. That's what I call her, my godchild. So listen, let's talk about, you know, I asked you about Don and Donna because we really wanted to find out about that. But tell us about who Don and Donna Wesby are.
Okay. You want to start?
I'll let you start.
Well, first and foremost, what we believe brought us together was God, and our individual relationship with God made us ready for each other. When
Mhm.
we got together, we always were natural. The way that we are today, 25 years later, in terms of marriage,
Mhm.
is exactly the way that we were when we started dating. Our conversations were always about God and what we could do to impact the world, the space in which we find ourselves, to help it to be better than where how we found it. And I believe that with that recognition that we can do all things through Christ as individuals, it was just magnified once we became united as husband and wife. So Don and Donna is just a regular couple who loves the Lord. We are about being obedient to God's will and the purpose that He's placed on us. And we ain't never scared, you know?
and, and wow, and Don, I know you wanted to say something.
Well,
Piggyback on that.
well, Miss Tammy, they say you are what you eat, and we've been feeding on the Lord for a long time. So
Amen.
what's in us is God's personality, God's
Mhm.
compassion, God's love, for His people. So that's what we put forth. We enjoy life
Yes.
because we know it's a time limit on it.
That's
And
right.
when she said we're not scared because we know who backs us. We know who we are.
Mm.
And
We
if you're
also know
doing
what goes before
yeah,
us.
and if we're
Mhm.
doing everything in a righteous manner, doesn't mean that there's not challenges and stuff like that. But at the end
Mhm.
of the day, when it's all about what God got planned for you, you just keep moving. And
Yes.
so
Amen.
here we are.
We have
Amen.
we had this radio broadcast called Live, Love, and Laugh. And if you come to our home, you will see Live, Love, and Laugh throughout our home because truly we live life to the fullest. A lot of people wait until they're retired to try to live. Well, my husband used to demonstrate, what kind of living is it if you are having health issues, you can't eat certain foods, when you wait. We always called ourselves the work and retire because we enjoy life to the fullest. You never know
Mhm.
when it's going to end.
That's
So
right.
God said that He came that we may have life and have it
And
more
have it more
abundantly.
abundantly.
And we believe that. And we walk in it each day.
Amen. Well,
Home. So hey, he didn't tell you how long, so don't waste no time with
come
foolish.
Come on, come on. I just was speaking to my spiritual mom before the show, and I was telling her, I said, life is so fragile. I
Yeah.
just lost my big brother, South Carolina State Representative David Mack, and this one hit me real hard. But it's just that life is so fragile. You don't know from one day to the next. So when
Yep.
people see me, I'm always like this. I'm always smiling. Like you said, there's some days that may be challenging more than others, but most of the time I'm smiling. People, I said, she always got a grin on her face.
Yeah.
Well, listen, why do I have to have the frown?
That's
Exactly.
right.
Take that grin and turn it upside down.
You can
That's
smile or
that
you can smile.
frown.
It is what
That's
it is.
that's right. That's right. That's right. Well, listen, I want to find out from you all. We've been talking about you being founders of Yamoja Festival. Talk about how that came into reality.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for the question. Shout Fest is the largest free outdoor gospel festival in the central Savannah River area. And it was started 15 years ago by some employees at WAAW Shout 94.7 FM. That was a station, gospel station in this area that I was affiliated with. We had Pastor Lester A. Smalls, Sister Azora Gunter, Brother Reuben Freeman. They had the vision for Shout Fest to give back to the community that supported the station. And this year, the owner of WAAW decided he was ready to retire and he sold the station in June. I had 3 weeks as the general manager and program director to make that transition for the community, for the staff. But one of the things, because I don't start late in planning Shout Fest, it's a huge event. So there were things already in motion. So with Umoja Village being a community organization, a nonprofit that strives to promote unity and God and love and action, we knew that we had to take on the charge of keeping Shout Fest going. So the genesis was with WAAW. I've been planning it for the past 6 years. So it was just divinely ordered that we would keep it going. And we're here at the park because we had a logistics meeting with our safety and parking team just a few moments ago. So it's a huge operation.
Wow.
And my husband does an amazing job and his team with the parking.
I mean, in all the years that we've been involved with it, we haven't had any incidents. We get look like 5,000-6,000 people, look like 2,000 or 3,000 cars or whatever, all
Mm,
park, and we get them in, and they're able to come in and leave when they want to. Like I said, so we about professionalism and trying to get
mhm.
everybody to just have a great day. So that's what it's all about. No
That's right.
worries, just come and have a great time.
That's right. So when you all started Umoja Village, what were you all thinking about, Donna?
Oh, okay. Well, like I said at the very beginning, our relationship has been built on a solid foundation of God and service. The Bible tells us in Philippians, do nothing out of selfish ambition or vain conceit, but in all things in humility, considering others better than yourselves. So it's about service. So our conversations would center around that.
Mhm.
Talk about the village, how we came up with that.
Just piggyback on what you said, like I said earlier, when you are what you eat. And so since we feast on the Lord, then that's what's in us. And it just breaks my heart to look at so many of our people who live in defeated lives, and it's not necessary. So we like, what can we do to help the folks see better that God is real? God, too many folks are looking out the window for God instead of looking within. And so we
Mm,
try to make that, bridge that gap to understand that, listen, you have the power. You got to trust and believe. And if you do that, then we want to see everybody just enjoy this, whatever time God has given you. And know, just like I said, it ain't what happened to you, it's how you handle it.
and
So when we show that positive, showing that no matter what comes our way, because things going to come your way, but trusting and believing and doing what you got to do. So we hold ourselves accountable, we hold our people accountable. So listen, don't make excuses. Have you done all that you can do? Because this is a great life. Like you said, you can smile or you can frown. What you gonna do? We gonna smile. We gonna keep pushing through it. So with that love of life, we wanted to share that. We wanted to make sure that we can unify our people who so many times are splintered. And don't you know, many hands make light work. So if we unify our efforts, unify our resources, then we can do more for our community than everybody just stepping out on their own. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What we were seeing, Miss Tammy, is that you'd have, for example, a lot of churches, sororities, fraternities, organizations having great ideas and great mission, but everybody was doing their own thing and being ineffective. One group might have a financial workshop on a Saturday, and another group have a financial workshop on that same day, targeting the same audience with 5 people each. Why not promote collaborations and partnerships, better utilize those resources? So it was those kinds of discussions that prompted us looking at the areas in our lives where we could be more effective, things that were affecting our daily lives, and saying, okay, how can we encourage unity and do a better job of utilizing our resources to the best of our abilities and holding ourselves accountable for change, as we also collectively use that power to leverage holding community leaders and elected officials accountable for change as well in every area of our
mhm,
lives: education, housing, finance and banking, entrepreneurship, I said education, healthcare, um,
Spirituality.
all spirituality. And so it's a huge mission, but with God, all things are possible. So
that's right.
that's
Wow. Wow. If my big brother were alive, that's what he would say, talking to you, because you just mentioned the 5 basics for life,
yes.
for keeping us grounded, for keeping us together, and for keeping us just living, period.
Right.
So listen, Donna and Don, we're going to take a break and we're going to come right back. Just a short break, and we're going to come right back so that you all will be able to tell us a little bit more about Shout Fest. We're going to talk about the golf tournament, and then we're going to talk about the documentary, The Legacy of Black Wall Street. Okay,
Awesome.
we'll be right back. Okay, folks, we'll be right back.
The Orangeburg County Conference Center supports downtown Orangeburg and our surrounding communities. The 6,000 plus square foot space is ideal for groups of up to 400 people attending corporate meetings, conventions, workshops, and special events. Conference Center staff are inspired to ensure that everyone can enjoy the modern amenities. State-of-the-art ballroom that accommodates up to 400 guests banquet style and 430 guests theater style. A warming kitchen with hot boxes, ice machine, refrigerator, freezer, and counter space. A lobby that accommodates 150 guests with special events outdoors. The comfortable outdoor amphitheater has a video wall and seating. Adjacent to the amphitheater is 12,000 plus square feet of green space that extends events outside, plus complimentary on-site event parking and additional parking across the street. Your event can take place all in one spectacular location. We welcome your special event in Orangeburg.
Stay tuned. You are now watching The Tammy Show. This is Roger Gas. Welcome.
Welcome back to the show. If you are just joining us, I've been talking with Don and Donna Wesby. They're the founders of Umoja Village. And I tell you what, they've got some great things to share with us in this second segment. But before that, they were talking about unity, about God in action, about leveraging those resources to help the community. So Donna and Don, when you talk about all of these things, you've put it together, as you said, Donna, in the beginning, with your 15th annual Shout Fest, the Gospel Fest in the CSRA, which I didn't say, Central Savannah River area. Am I correct in saying that?
That is correct.
All right. Talk about what's going to happen on October the 21st.
Thank you. Thank you. The event will take place at the Beverly D. Clyburn Generations Park. It's Shout Fest, the 15th annual. It is an all-day, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., loaded with gospel performances from your regional gospel artists, as well as some of your A-lister artists. Our headliner this year is none other than the incomparable Rudy Currents. We have Kalante Gavin. We've got Wes Morgan, Monica Lisa Stevenson, and so many others. So while, sorry about that, y'all, we're literally.
That's okay, you're at the park. I know. This is the flyer. Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is the flyer. And we will have an amazing kids zone that is very interactive and hands-on activities, not just playing in a bouncy house, although we will have that. We have the library who'll do some literacy, because I'm all about education, literacy games. We've got an obstacle course to get them moving. It's a great thing. And then, Miss Tammy, we have about 50 vendors, merchandise, service, prayer, and of course the food.
Good food.
The best. Yes. So there's no admission, but you got to bring your money to support the vendors, because they're amazing vendors, small businesses and area churches and organizations who use this also as a way of garnering support and also as outreach. So that's what's going to take place in
Saturday.
16 days.
Oh, wow. On Saturday, 16 days. I tell you what, this is happening between 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. And we didn't say the place. This is in Aiken. Am I correct in saying that?
That's correct. The Beverly D. Clyburn Generations Park. It's named after an African American female that's right here from Aiken, or she's from Georgetown, but she lives here in Aiken. Has served as a city councilwoman in the past, as well as a guidance counselor. Her husband is South Carolina Representative William Clyburn, and so
Mm.
she comes out to the park, and every year she cries to just see the sea of praise and worshipers. That address is 700 Mac Henry Holland Drive in Aiken, which is also named after one of our local African American servants here in the area.
Wow. I want to thank Dr. Walter Curry, who is joining us now. He's looking and he's viewing and watching. And so, Dr. Curry, I always want to thank you for joining us and for introducing us. I mean, he did the introduction. So
Yes.
thank you. Yeah, thank you. I mean, this is going to be fabulous. So talk about the next thing that's happening is a screening of Descended from the Promised Land. It's the legacy of Black Wall Street. Tell us about that.
Well,
John.
before that, let me tell you something for familiarity. The park is located right here near the Aiken Fairground. We're not even a quarter mile. So people may be familiar with the Aiken Fairground. Let them know you're less than a quarter mile from that fairground.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Now, of course, one of the things we did say, Miss Tammy, and how we got started with Umoja Village, the vision for the village was given to us by God probably 20 years ago, maybe 15. But God didn't tell us how to implement it until George Floyd was murdered. When George Floyd was murdered in 2020, of course, you had people who could no longer deny that racism and bias and prejudice existed. And so those in decision-making positions were more open to hearing our suggestions and our pleas about what needed to change in terms of eradicating systemic racism and other biases. And so that is then how God showed me, Donna, you're going to have to pull people together, because at that time, Miss Tammy, just like what always happens, you had all of these different groups representing African Americans coming up with their own lists, okay, for this one area. And it just didn't make sense. So because I've been in this area a long time and been blessed with an opportunity to make a lot of connections, I asked if everybody would be willing to come together to work on a unified plan, a unified strategy. And that's what we did. We pulled together 85 Black and African American individuals. We pulled together an action plan, put that out to the community leaders to get their feedback. So anyway, all of that to fast forward to where we are with this second event is to deal with one of the issues in our community is understanding how history can be a springboard to progression. And with what took place with Black Wall Street, the tragedy that took place in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where a concentrated area of African Americans, wealthy millionaires, it was intentionally destroyed in a violent manner, which for that community took away a lot of generational wealth opportunities. So what we're going to do at the beginning of that event, there will be vendors with specific methods for how to create generational wealth opportunities. We'll show the film, and then we've got an amazing panel, which Dr. Curry is one of them, who will then lead us. It's not just talk, okay? Because things about us, we're about action. Lead us into the next steps. There's one thing to be rich, but there's another thing to be wealthy and to pass it on from generation to generation.
Right. And that's so important to have those action steps, to make sure that, because so many times there's rhetoric and everybody's talking, but nobody's giving you the action. Call to action. Go out and do. So let's talk about the day of when that's going to happen and the time.
Yes. Sunday. You want me?
Yeah, go ahead and give the time. You better with
Sunday.
Go ahead.
I'm on
Y'all
my lane.
You know, Monday, October the 22nd at 2:30 p.m. And we have a partnership with the University of South Carolina Aiken Etheridge Center. And that address is 340 Scholar Loop in Aiken, South Carolina. Tickets are only $20 general admission or $10 for senior citizens and students. And you can go on the Umoja Village website. That's umojavillage.com. Umoja is Swahili for unity. Okay. Yes. And
got
you
that.
can see the information on the whole Unity weekend and click to get your tickets, which will direct you to the USC Aiken Etheridge Center's box office.
And that's the website, umojavillage.com.
That's it.
You know, while we're talking about Black Wall Street, there's another on purpose design that we do through Umoja Village. We try to create opportunities for employment. We don't just want volunteers. We try to make sure that we're professionals and we do things in a professional manner. So we create jobs within our community, and there's so much we can do. We understand and are very aware of all the trials and tribulations that the African American people have gone through. And you can't deny it, but you can't sit back and keep looking at it. You got to take what you have in front of you and do well with it. We can be so much better than we are. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
That's why we try to get our churches
You know what
and
I'm saying?
organizations to work together, not using funds for things that really don't have a great return. You have a lot of, let's say, it may sound like a pet peeve of mine, but a lot of churches, oh, we're going to build a building. Well, you don't even feel the one you have. You know, you get ready to spend $3 million on the building instead of investing that in lives. Do you know how many jobs can be created through this? You know how much we can do with that money for people who really need it. We design.
Need medication.
That's right.
Need mentally.
So those are the things that we're about using the resources for. We're not trying to tell people what to do. You do what you want with your money at your church, but I'm just saying we'll never do anything to hurt you. But I don't get involved with folks who's not being progressive about helping people in their life.
Wow, you said a word there. You said a word. You know, we're running out of time, but I did want to ask you to give you a chance to tell us about the golf tournament, Donna.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Well,
that's your thing, Donna.
Not really, but we was approached by someone who said, I think this would be great, and it's a great opportunity, another unity thing. So we said, hey, we'll take it on. And we're doing, oh man, marvelous. Now, Donna, you say action, put the hands to the plow.
Okay, she said
get
we don't
busy
have
with
much time. Golf Monday, October 23rd, 9:30 a.m. Hounds Lake Country Club. It's a beautiful club. We're still accepting golfers. You don't have to be a professional. We're even going to have a contest where you get $10,000 for the hole-in-one. If you hit that hole-in-one, amazing sponsors. All of the proceeds go to help us with our crime prevention plan, as well as our Umoja Village Resource Center. So come on, golfers, let's do it. Represent your team, and let's have a good time for a good cause.
That's right. And this is the 15th annual Shout Fest Gospel Fest in the SCRA, starting that weekend, October the 21st, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Want to ask you both a question because you pretty much answered everything that I was going to ask about advice. But this is about you all. 3 words that describe you as a couple.
You take that.
Live, love, and laugh.
I knew you were going to do it. I had already written it down.
That's it. We love to live, we love to love, and we just love to laugh because we don't take for granted what God has blessed us with.
Yeah.
And don't know again how long it is, but as long as I have it, we're gonna live this thing.
A lot of people think that just because you are a Christian, you can't have fun, you can't laugh. Let me tell you, we dance, we go to shows, we keep each other laughing, we make other people laugh. God is light. God is not.
Yes, he is.
We don't live defeated lives. I mean, what would make somebody want to know about God if they see us always down and depressed and mad and angry? Not us. And we were that way as individuals. and it just magnifies. And most of the time, Miss Tammy, we are together.
I see that.
Bless God for that.
Wow.
I have to use the strap sometime to keep it.
I kind of like it. Ain't no big thing. But this is what we love. You're laughing.
Yes.
And folks, you don't have forever. There's a time for everything, and your time will expire.
That's right.
Don't wait till a tragedy happens before you realize how good life could be.
Well, listen, I enjoyed talking with you all. You all made me laugh, and I love life as well. And so this was just an honor to have you all. I'm so glad we were able to connect, Donna and Donna Wesby. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for being on the show, and may God continue to bless you in all that you're doing. And I know this Shout Fest is going to be great. I have another event, else I would come up there, but I have another event my event, and I have to be present. Dr. Walter, I'm gonna put it up there right quick. We're gonna put it great wisdom and advice, he says. And Bree, KJ, and everybody else that's joined the show, we want to thank you. I want to thank you both so much. And as I said, may God continue to bless you. And if there's anything that we can do here for you or I can do on the Tammy Show, please let me know.
Same here. God bless you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you. You all have a good night. Take care. All right. Listen, I tell you what, this was fabulous having Don and Donna Wesby on the show. Can you imagine a Don and a Donna? I mean, really, what are the chances, Willie and Tiana? What do we say? So anyway, folks, I want to thank you all and thank everybody that joined the show tonight. Thank you for tuning in as always. Next week, we've got a great show planned for you. Let me tell you what, we were with a group of actors, and I tell you what, these actors were amazing. We're going to be talking about the truth about lying. It's a stage play that's happening next week. And we had the opportunity to be backstage. We had the opportunity to be in the rehearsal. And so I'm excited about that show. You're going to see that next week. I want to thank my producers as always, Alicia, assistant producers, Tiana, Willie, and Felicia. Thank you for all that you do. And folks, remember, let's love on somebody today. Remember, please go to this and subscribe to the Tammy TV show. Hit that red button and it will give you notifications as well when the show is coming on. It's the Tammy TV show on YouTube. Let us be a blessing to someone today and every day. And again, thank you for joining us. Until the next time, take care of yourself. Bye-bye.